Okay, I'm going to be making the keto egg loaf. I believe it was keto.sam.iam on Instagram came up with this, so just check her out. Subscribe to her Instagram. But we made this before and it is so good. You can probably change it up a little bit. There's a few different recipes floating around, but this is the one I'm doing. First of all, preheat your oven to 350 and get you a large bowl, parchment paper, I'm going to do mine in a loaf pan, but you can do it in like a 8x8 or a 9x13, but I want to do mine like a loaf. We did that last time and I'll show you kind of what we do with it later on. But you're going to be taking, let me show you the rest of the ingredients first. You're going to need 8 eggs. The key to this is 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of butter, and 1 tablespoon of cream cheese. That's kind of the ratio. So I'm doing 8 eggs, a stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons, a thing of the cream cheese, which is 8 ounces. So it's like 1 ounce of cream cheese, not 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 ounce of cream cheese, 1 egg. That's the ratio. So I'm doing 8, 8, 8. Then you don't have to put the sweetener, but I'm gonna put in some Swerve because I want this to be like a French toast, and that's what I'm telling you, that is what this tastes like. It is so delicious. So do about to your taste, but I would say maybe 1/4 of a cup or a couple tablespoons of this. You just have to play with it. I think I'm going to do maybe 3 tablespoons of the Swerve, and I like the powdered Swerve just because it dissolves better, but you can use the sweetener of your choice. Next you'll do cinnamon, and I would say probably do maybe a teaspoon of that, or just if you like cinnamon, add more. If you don't like it, you can omit it, but it kind of gives it that French toast taste. So stick with that, and then you're going to do a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to use this maple. I used that last time and it is so good. It gives it, like I said, the French toast taste. So I'm going to do about a teaspoon. You can do a half a teaspoon, but I'm going to do a teaspoon of the maple. But it calls for the vanilla. So first what you're going to do is take your parchment paper. This is going to be a little bit tricky. But what you're doing is you're wanting to line this. I may have, let me get a bigger piece. It's going to look crazy at first. You're just lining it with the parchment paper. But trust me, it will turn out. So just kind of mash it down in here. You do not have to spray this. You can if you want. We didn't do it. The recipe doesn't call for it. Let me try to see if I can. I know this is loud. Let's see. I'm going to, here, maybe stick something in it just to hold it there for a sec. Well, that's not going to work. Hold on. Let's do this. We're going to take one of the eggs. Let's do that. We're going to stick it in there just to hold it in place. So put that out of the way. Then next you're going to start with your cream cheese. You're going to, I forgot to tell you to leave it out so it will soften. So first take your stick of butter, and you can just use regular butter in this. I don't recommend doing the Kerrygold just because it's expensive and it's not going to make a difference. You can spread the Kerrygold on top of this if you like, but we actually do the sugar-free syrup. Yes, it has sucralose. We're doing lazy keto, so we're going to do that. But feel free to omit the syrup or just put a little sprinkle of cinnamon. Or if there is a syrup, which I'm sure there is, that is like a natural sweetener that's not, going to raise your blood sugar, feel free to use that. So first things first, you're going to cream together the first 2 ingredients, which is the butter and the cream cheese. Let me get that done and I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and put 4 of the eggs in here. I creamed the butter and the cream cheese in there first. So that's 4. I didn't want you to sit here and watch me break 8 eggs. So that's 1, 2, 3. All right, one more. And you don't have to make it 8 eggs, but just remember the ratio and you'll be just fine. Oh, there went a shell. I'm a messy cook. I can't help it. Let me get my paper towel. So, okay, then you add your 8 eggs in there, but cream together your cream cheese and your butter first. It just makes it easier. If you didn't get a chance to soften it, you can put it in the microwave, not with the foil wrapper, by the way. But put it in there just for a little bit to soften it. But ours was sitting out long enough. So I've got that. Now I'm going to take the powdered swerve or the sweetener of your choice. And let's do, I think I'm going to do maybe probably 2 tablespoons. Let's do 2.5. All right, so 2.5 tablespoons of the swerve. You can add more or less if you like. And let's see. Let's go ahead. Oh, I forgot to tell you, just add a pinch of salt. So I'm just going to put like a little bit in my hand. Just add a little pinch of salt. You can omit that if you like. I think it just gives it a little something. So then the maple extract, we're going to do a, let's see, teaspoon. We're going to do a teaspoon of that. I don't have my teaspoon, so we're just going to do a 2 halves. And the recipe does call for the vanilla. Just make sure that you don't have any that has sugar in it. So, and then I'm just going to eyeball the cinnamon. We like cinnamon, and it really does give it a little something. I'll show you. So just give it, I would say, at least a teaspoon of cinnamon. So you have it. It's going to look like a big mess, like that. So just take your, and I'm doing it with a hand mixer, but you can do this in like a Ninja blender, a food processor if you like. So just get this all mixed together. Let me get this good and incorporated, and I'll be back with you. Okay, that should be really good. It doesn't have to be totally smooth. I'm just going to show you. You just have to get it pretty incorporated because, of course, they're going to melt in there. So then I'm going to bring over this. Let's see if I can do this without, no, I'm going to make a mess regardless. Okay, so just kind of hold your parchment paper as good as you can. You're going to take your bowl. It's better if you have one with a spout on it. And then just pour it all in there. And then you're going to have some stuck on the sides. So you want to get all that. And then I'll show you what we're looking like. Okay, throw it in there. So that's what we're looking like. It's going to be very runny, but that's okay. Then you want to take a little bit more cinnamon, and I meant to say you can also use pumpkin pie spice on this, but just make sure it's not the cinnamon sugar. We have that in our cabinet, and I need to throw it out because I'm going to make a mistake one day. But just put a little bit of cinnamon on the top. It just looks pretty when you bake it. Put it here. So that's what it looks like. We're going to put this in a 350 degree oven, preheated, for 40 minutes. So once we get this out of the oven, I will be back. Okay, so I took it out of the oven, and all I did was pull it out of the pan. It just lifts real easy. That's why you need parchment paper, but this is what it looks like. The best thing to do is let it cool completely. Well, we need to go ahead and eat because it's getting late. But anyway, you can pull it out like that. I'm heating up some butter in this skillet. There we go. I know you can't see that, but that's all that is. So you're going to slice slices about like the size of, like, I guess French toast. But this is what it looks like inside. Just like that. Okay, I'm just gonna get a few more sliced up. It slices pretty good when you let it cool just a little bit, but try to let it cool completely if you can. But the whole loaf is 10 net carbs, and that depends on what sweetener you use. Mine was no carbs. Let's see, the extract is none, and so pretty much the carbs are coming from like your cream cheese and whatnot. So I'm just slicing this like this. I'm using a serrated knife like I would as if it was bread. So I'll show you again. This is what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Mike to move the camera for me. And I'm going to fry up a few pieces in the pan, and I'll show you. All right. So let me just pull this over here. And all you do is you heat up butter, and I'm doing the Kerrygold butter, and you're just going to fry it like you would. This is still kind of hot. You would fry it like you would some French toast. And I recommend frying it because it gives it like a crunchy, like crust on it. Try to get this. And Mike and I are going to eat, what we're going to eat tonight. And then I'm telling you, the next day, it is even better. Oh, and by the way, this took me, the recipe called for like, I think I told you guys 40 minutes. It actually took about an hour. So on 350, I would just keep checking it, stick a toothpick in or a knife and see if it comes out clean. So I'm just going to fry this up in some Kerrygold butter on both sides, and I'll be right back. All right, this is the finished product. This is the syrup I'm using. It's just the Great Value syrup. It's sweetened with sucralose. Like I said, if you're doing strict keto, you may want to choose something else or just leave it out completely. It has sugar alcohol as well, so it's going to be 0 carbs technically, but you may add in a few. So this is what our plates look like. Here's my small one. Look at that. It looks just like French toast, and I'm telling you, this tastes delicious. So I'm just going to drizzle some syrup on here. I've got a piece under here. I'm going to have to move that over. And the end piece I love. So I'm just going to put syrup on there, and we're serving that with just some sausage. And I get that at the grocery store. For 2 pieces, it's 1 carb. And Mike likes a little extra to dip his sausage in. So this is the famous egg loaf. Check out keto.sam.iam on Instagram. This is her recipe. The whole loaf is approximately 10 carbs. So just pretty much we're eating maybe a half, let's see, maybe a half a loaf or something like that. So pretty much all of our French toast is 5 carbs, both plates. And then, you know, like I said, this is 1 carb for 2. So there you go. The keto egg loaf. Give it a try and let me know what you think. And I'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.